To the tea kettle.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, here we are.
Oh my God.
Yes.
I'm not looking for my charger.
Should we just give you a location
We're
in
all
a
good
relationship and you
here.
just improvise the opening?
That was good. That was amazing.
Who's
that
on
was
the
great.
show? Traffic is a nightmare today, everybody, on the 101. Good morning. We're drinking coffee. Jasmine's drinking coffee. Who's got their coffee? Raise
I
your
don't have my
cups.
coffee. This is why I'm a step behind. I do not have my
It's
coffee.
Mikey in the morning. We got Jazz up in Seattle.
Yep.
Woo! Bringing you news from the cold, rainy north. We've got a show for you today, fam, because today we're talking about the finale of DesiQuest. Mikey, what do we have in store for the kids at home today?
Oh my gosh, we got laughs, we got tears, we've got crass, we've got beers. Raise
All
your
of
beers.
the things. All of
We
the
got
things
beers
you've
in the
come to
morning.
expect from Mikey
Beer
in the
and
morning.
coffee.
And at the end of the show, we're going to preview our brand new coffee table book, Mikey and Jazz. You're going to want it. It's a focus on microphones and jazz for your coffee table.
That's right, folks. That's right. As FCC mandated, though, we do have to go to our newest segment, Bad News with Sandeep. Sandeep, take it away of the bad news of the day.
An earthquake has struck one specific house.
Hey, hold on. That's wild.
Yeah, the carpenters. It's tough. It's ironic, frankly. All right, you goofs.
I feel like
guys are
Omar's
great.
segment would be putting up pictures of pets and trying to guess which zodiac sign they are.
Oh, I love that.
Right? The kid would be like, this cat is clearly a Pisces.
That's
You know,
that's water right there.
Amazing.
Look at that. That's a water cat.
Well, friends, we're doing it. It's clearly the punchy final episode of the Tea Kettle, the DesiQuest After Show podcast, exclusive to you, our Patreon backers. This whole endeavor couldn't be possible without you, dear listeners, without you, beauties. Thank you so much. I'm your host. It turns out, not these faux hosts that came in hot.
Mikey and Jazz.
Mikey and Jazz. Though I would watch
Such a Leo. Such a Leo.
I would watch it or listen to a podcast that was about microphones and then just the music, then just jazz,
music.
the genre.
It was a coffee table book. And it was going to be jazz artists and their microphones.
And their
then
microphones.
And you put it on your coffee table. And
It's not gonna be it, or like
It
that
is.
was gonna be. It is gonna be. That is happening.
Wes Montgomery and his microphone. It's really quality content, folks.
HarperCollins, call us. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Do it. I'm your host Sandeep, and then we also got my co-host Omar,
Hello.
the illustrious Omar, the sparkly Omar who plays Mirka. I play Ash. Every episode of this, we launch with the show, and then we get some very special guests who you know as Mike and Jazz. Our direct, I mean, they need no introduction. Let's be honest. Our director Michael Schaubach and our heart and soul showrunner and DM Jasmine Bhullar, that bronze girl. Yes. Thank you guys for coming in for this final episode. Before we dive into our dissection of this finale, this emotional finale, do that thing where you go and support us even more. Go to DesiQuest.com, hop on our mailing list, get a special discount on our merch. That really helps us out. And tell someone about us, that brag about us. You guys have helped us get this far, and we'll get even further with the larger community. So thank you so much for doing that. We've had a bunch of sponsors that took a big chance on us, you guys, to make this show possible. And for each of these, we're going to want to shout one of them out. So today, the honor goes to Candela, Obscura, and our friends at Darrington Press, because they stepped in big time as we were trying to finish the show and get it across that finish line. So please go out and support them. Candela Obscura is an ongoing horror drama that follows an esoteric order of investigators as they use centuries of knowledge to fight back a mysterious source of corruption and bleed. Leveraging improv and gaming as story mechanics, the series features the Candela Obscura game, which is run on the Illuminated World system, both created by Critical Role's publishing company, Darrington Press. So go check them out. Anjali's in it as well. So, it's good stuff. It's good stuff.
I like how we all decided to wear hoodies today and not tell Omar.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
sorry,
see. I see.
I'm
Like
wearing- I'm
now
wearing my
you look like
sweet,
the
sweet
bourgeoisie, you know?
Almost. Yes.
Like the rest of us are working production people and you're the talent.
Please accumulate capital for me. As I sit back in my plaid. please contribute to my generational wealth. My children are going to live so easy.
Listen, Desi
but I'm
people
gonna
don't
complain
have
about it.
generational wealth. We have generational mental health problems. We inherit and pass on
Explaining
trauma.
generational trauma to my mom has been very experience.
Oh my gosh.
And speaking
We're
of
gonna
talking to
talk about
my
that
mom, speaking of
Yeah.
talking to my mom, if you like our banter, check out the ABCD podcast that Sandeep and I host on EffinFunny, which on 2 occasions has hosted my mother, who is actually retiring today from her job at the day of recording. So congratulations to her. I'm very, very proud of her.
Interesting.
We chat about all things being American-born, chatty, creative, and conclusive Daisies on it. Stuff like the news that we're confused about, cultural identity stuff that we're working through. We always play a ridiculous game, and then we pick a Daisy of the week. Season 2 of ABCD starts on March 10th. That's right, 10th. You can find over 30 episodes of the show on the EffinFunny YouTube and wherever podcasts can be found, folks.
Yes.
That's amazing.
But that show is on pause to get this show to its completion. We're going to be back in action right on March 10th. But without further ado, the tea kettle is a call-in, so we're going to spill some chai about the finale, episode 108. And then we also got some viewer questions for Michael and Bronze as well, which I've collected.
I can't wait.
And we'll be hitting those up as well. But obviously this was a huge episode. I mean, let's just start with how we're feeling about this finale, about the show coming to a close. We'll start with you, Jasmine. Just like take us through where you're at after watching this the show come to, or this first season come to an end.
It's weird. I think this is the first time for me that I've been involved in a production like on this level, like from the pitching process all the way to like a delivery and it's weird because when I started, I definitely didn't think that I was going to occupy these types of roles. I was kind of just like a writer that wanted to like tell stories and wanted a platform to do it. And now it's like even hearing you and even on set when Schaubach told me, I'm like, oh, you're a showrunner. I was like, what? Like, I'm a dork.
Hell yeah.
Like how is this going to work?
It's not mutually exclusive.
But it was like a very Thanos moment of like, fine, I'll do it myself type of thing, like I wanted to see this show made. And I started out selfishly wanting to do it for me, right? Like even if you go back and look at all of our initial Kickstarter pitches, it's all like, I want to play at a table of other Desi people. I got to play with Anjali one time and we both talked about how, and I got to play with Janina one time and we just always talked about how that was a unique experience and I want to do that more. And it was always I. And I think like seeing the finale, I was like, it wasn't just about me, and that's weird. To sort of come to terms with like, oh, this was a big project. And it first hit me on set when I saw how many people we had like in that building. And then like when I saw the finalized version of our intro, like our sort of intro video, which I think is the coolest I've ever seen on any TTRPG show, getting to see those people like as the credits roll and as you're coming to our show and being like, all of these people came together in this room to make this thing because I selfishly wanted to play at a table with a bunch of Indian people. And that's like now changed people's lives in a lot of ways because seeing people's reaction to it. And I think that's why I had an emotional breakdown at the end of it. Cause I was like, God, this is so weird. Like a stray idea cut through my brain like a soft cheese. And now it's become something that you can watch and enjoy and connect with. It's crazy. That's not a poetic answer, but it's weird.
No, it's a great ansanswer. It's
Being at the end of it is weird.
I love that it just all starts with, I want to play. It just starts with this simple, and it turns out, because I got this little kiddo and I think about it a lot. Like, he just wants to play. And then if someone wants to play enough and has a vision about what they want to play, then a bunch of people are like, fuck, that sounds cool. I want to play. I want to play with you. That sounds fun. And I think I feels like that was the energy that like pretty much everybody who came on board, that's where it came from. It wasn't, it wasn't for themselves, or it wasn't for the money. That's for sure. Because we were, everybody was coming on because they were like hands up. Like, I want to get in on this game. Hey, so sorry to interrupt, but the rest of this episode is for our Patreon subscribers only. So if you'd like to hear the rest of this juicy conversation, let me tell you, it gets juicy. There's another 50 minutes of this conversation over at patreon.com/DesiQuest. Thank you so much for supporting the show.